Greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Grand rising to everyone. Wherever it is that you are joining from this morning, it is an honor and privilege to once again be serving you. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. I work with my clients to guide them towards their why and their soul purpose. I help them to connect with their inner blueprint for success in order for them to live a more abundant and limitless, prosperous life. Again, it is always an honor to serve you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel because all of my content is uploaded there. Follow me on Instagram, connect with me on LinkedIn and Facebook, and also on TikTok. I'm on Clubhouse and Clapper as well. Be sure to share the live with someone in your community. And whether you are watching it live or the replay, please share it with somebody else because I know that they will be able to find value from the content. I want to encourage you to actively participate. I want to thank my moderators over on TikTok and for all of my friends here on Facebook. Thank you for coming and thank you also for participating. As always, we'll be doing the water therapy round about 6 a.m. Eastern. 6:30, between 6:35 and 6:45 a.m. We will do the water therapy. I go live 6 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. And the topics that I am speaking on now are topics that was contributed by my family and friends on TikTok and a couple people from Facebook too. So thank you guys so very much for sharing, and welcome. Please actively participate. I have my moderators on TikTok that is managing that conversation over there. And on Facebook and LinkedIn, I will be actively communicating with you here because I am grateful for StreamYard, which allows me to do that. If you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yes, I do have a Cash App, and anyone who is willing to donate to my cause, please do so. I am at a new location with extra expenses. Hey, good morning. It's a pleasure to see you here again. You please send me your message me your first name so I can address you by your first name instead of your brand name. I just connect better with folks using their first name. All right? And because I don't know what your first name is, I just see your brand name there. So if you're comfortable doing so, please share your first name that I may introduce comment to you by using your first name. So thank you. I'm talking to in the kitchen with Mama. Okay, Jennifer. All right. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. All right. So let's rock and roll. Get your water. Have your water ready. on whichever platform you're on, please share the live. Share the live so we can have a very active participation. So as I mentioned, the topics I have been speaking on this week were all contributed by members of my community. So I am excited about serving. And again, thanks to all of my moderators. A few of them are sick, so send them positive healing energies, my friend. Okay, so let's rock and roll. Queen Jennifer, if you could share the broadcast over there for me, if it allows you to, I would appreciate it. So we are talking about cultivating self-love. Cultivating self-love. I know that is something that is well needed, because women, yes, women, sisters, queens, mothers, female, women, that is a challenging subject and a sticky subject for women. All right? And we are going to go into a few different areas of self-love. A person who practices self-love will never need to depend on others to be happy. And happiness from the inside is an empowering feeling. Self-love is not being selfish. It is just putting yourself first and not being too tough on yourself. When we love ourselves, we instantly change the way we feel about the world at large. I know we as grown women, I need to say this. My platform is for adults 18 and older. So if you are on any of my broadcasts and you are not 18, I ask that you would leave right now, because my content and platform is for 18 and older. We as mature women, that means anybody over 18, we have a responsibility to guide the younger women. And I'm saying that because our young women today, putting it mildly, many of them have lost themselves. They have lost their morals. They don't take time to tap into their values. And oftentimes, I said to myself, when I see many young ladies, I said, where is her mama? Where is her mama? I don't know whether any of you women on the live here has ever said that. Where is her mama? And then again, I look back and I said, there are many of the mothers who are so busy chasing the almighty dollar, and that young girl is all by herself, so nobody to guide her when she step out. You see, I grew up in an era when it really took the village to raise the child, because whether or not your parents were around, there's always an adult who is seeing what's going on. And yes, they would have a say in the things that did not look right. So, self-love is a powerful topic to be talking about. So now my question is, how do you define self-love? And please go ahead and share your definition. What does self-love mean for you? Why is self-love so important? Self-love allows us to be vulnerable, unafraid to reach out to others for help. Self-love isn't just important, it is essential. Self-love does not allow us to live in shame and guilt, nor humiliation. Self-love does not allow us to wallow in imposter syndrome. Self-love helps us to understand that we are important and we are valuable. Self-love allows us to know that unless we are giving to ourselves, which allows us to accumulate, overflow, we cannot give to others. Whether you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a father, you know all the different hats that we wear. Self-love is putting ourselves first. When I think of self-love, I immediately put myself on a flight. And you know, when the stewardess is giving the safety precautions, what's the first thing he or she says? In case there is an emergency, put your mask on first before you attempt to help someone else. And self-love is this mask. We need to pour into ourselves, pour into ourselves, pour into ourselves. And as we pour into ourselves, and we keep pouring, one of the scenarios I use is the scenario about placing your cup in a big platter and keep pouring in that cup. And every time you pour in that cup, you allow the cup to flow over, and you begin to accumulate all of that excess in that platter. And the excess that you are accumulating in that platter, that is what you are going to be serving people from. Self-love. Self-love. Not only is self-love important, self-love is essential. Not only is self-love important, self-love is essential. We are not able to appreciate or demonstrate abundance unless we understand about self-love. And this is for all the women that are listening. I know too many women who deprive themselves to give to their husbands, to give their spouses, to give even to the community, and yes, to the church, and neglect themselves. They are suffering, they are hurting because they are empty on the inside, because they keep giving, and nothing is left for them. And that's when they become burnt out and stressed and depressed. So remember that self-love is simply putting yourself first. It is not selfish. You don't need to be ashamed about your self-love. Keep in your mind, because I know that many of us grow up hearing that putting ourselves first is selfish. It's not. It's selfless. Not selfish, selfless. Because when you give to yourself and you accumulate all that excess, you understand how to give to others and the impact it will have on your life as well as on their life. When we love ourselves, we can set healthy boundaries and make healthy choices for ourselves. The way we feel about ourselves affects every interaction we have and the decision we make. We have to love ourselves first before we can love others. Parents have to show love from the inside the home, because if they don't know it, they will go out. Exactly. Jennifer, that is so powerfully said. And especially with our girls. That's why many of our girls underage go out there and get pregnant. Why? Because at home they did not have the sex education conversation. And when they go out there and start to have this conversation with men, they are not having the conversation. They want to demonstrate and to show them. So I know that many of us did not grow up having open conversation around sex in our homes. However, times have changed, and mothers and fathers, if you are not in a position to have that conversation, find a mentor or somebody who is open enough to have that conversation with our young people. And not only girls, with boys too. We have to talk to our young people, because unless we are open and vulnerable to them, they are going to go out there and they are going to fall into trouble. Have the conversation. And don't allow them to depend on social media and television for that conversation either. You got to build the courage to have the conversation. For those that are just joining, we are talking about self-love, cultivating self-love, and some of the areas we need to pay attention to. All right. Okay, I just click on a research here. I want to include some of what they have here in that. Whew. Okay, I had asked you guys to I had asked people to put the definition of self-love. I forgot was to look what you guys wrote. Please pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. All right. So I just found a research here. I'm clicking through it. Ah, this is a lot of stuff. Yes. All right, guys. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Whew. So the next thing on my list, why is self-love important? I covered that. And then I have here, what are the ills of perfectionism? Self-love is not being perfect. And we got to know that. This is why it is so important to understand. Because you said to somebody about self-love and they say, I don't have to be perfect. It has nothing to do with perfectionism. Self-love is simply putting yourself first. Do you love yourself? What does self-love mean to you? And how do you show? Let me get you all involved now. How do you show self-love? How do you show self-love? You show self-love for me, and I want to read what you write on Facebook, and Sophie and the other moderators will track what's written on TikTok. But how do you show self-love? For me, I show self-love by honoring my mindfulness. One of my self-love practices is the water therapy that I've been doing for years. Another one is my daily meditation. Another self-love practice is what I eat. I make sure that I eat to live and not live to eat. What that means is that the things that go inside of me are live foods that will nurture my well-being. Quality over quantity for me when I'm eating. And sometimes people say, "But how can you afford to eat organic food?" And I ask, how can I not afford to do it? It is cheaper than prescription medication. So, what does self-love mean for you? each and every one of us, we got to define it. And yes, there are things when we begin to commit to self-love, there are some things that we have to unlearn. Years ago, I was going to a certain church, and you know that churches like to have fellowship and all of that. And I'll never forget a young woman. Oh, she was so petite. Her husband, on the other hand, was overweight. And there was this fellowship one Sunday. And you know how they have the mothers of the church and all of that? This particular gentleman was a deacon in the church. And being a deacon, he's sitting at the head table of the fellowship. And his wife is sitting with us because she was not an officer. She was part of the choir, and that's it. And then one of the mothers of the church brought up to Elder Jones. Oops, I did not intend to call his name. Anyway, I don't think he's hearing this. And she had 3 of the largest ham hocks on the plate. And he was so excited. He had the biggest grin on his face when she placed the plate with the ham hocks in front of him. And his wife got up and she went straight to that head table and she picked it up and she walked over to the microphone and she said, I have to deal with him when he's sick at home. Nobody from this church is going to be there with me suffering. So please do not feed this garbage to him. And he hung his head in shame. And some people said, I can't imagine that she did that. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if he did not have the discipline to love himself enough to say, listen, look at my size. And I don't know what illnesses he was going through. Because he had to be suffering for her to take that drastic action. He had no control. If she was not there, he would have had those 3 ham hocks. So, part of self-love, a great part of self-love, is self-control as well. So, know that you are important and you got to do what it takes for you to be experiencing optimum self-love. Do you love yourself? What does self-love mean and how do you show it? This survey says we asked 25 experts why self-love is important. Below, there are top insights. One person says, self-love is the gift that keeps on giving. Isn't that the truth though? I love that. Self-love is the gift that keeps on giving. Do you say yes when you really mean no? Do you break promises to yourself or neglect your self-care? Is it hard to put yourself first? That's a deep question. I tell my clients all the time, never you forget that no is a complete sentence. You don't need to say no, but. No is complete all by itself. No is a complete sentence. And many people are not using the word no because they feel like they are letting people down and they are not looking at how they are letting themselves down. So no is a complete sentence. Once you say leave it alone. You do not need to add anything else. Many people are saying yes when they really need to say no. And what happened? They're overextending themselves. So many, they don't have time to love themselves because the time that they should be spending to love themselves, they overextend and take on more than what they can cope with. If so, it's time to give yourself the most important gift, self-love. Self-love is your secret weapon to live in a fulfilled life. That's because your inner world creates your outer world. Before you can receive love and respect from others, you need to love and respect yourself. When you make decisions out of guilt, a need to please, or to avoid conflict, you overvalue the needs of others and disrespect yourself. Ain't that the truth? Self-love is loving ourselves from the inside out. Thank you, Queen Jennifer. I'm going to read this again. When you make decision out of guilt, a need to please or avoid conflict, you overvalue the needs of others and disrespect yourself. I know that is a oops. I know that's a oops for many of you, because how many of you, let the truth be told, how many of you over your lifetime has been disrespecting yourself as you overextend to others? Let the truth be told. Yes, it's confession time. Because unless you can tell that truth, you will end up today doing the same thing. Yes. Let the truth be told. There is no shame in being honest to yourself, because unless you can be honest, once we finish this broadcast today, you're going to end up doing the same thing. So take your oops and say no more. This conveys to yourself and those around you that you accept very little that doesn't feel good. Does it? You got to honor yourself. You are number one. Honor yourself. You come before your husband, before your children, because guess what? You got to honor yourself to be the best spouse and the best mother, the best teacher, whatever role you wear. And this is not only for women. I am speaking to the men as well. Because with what is going on in our world today, the roles are quickly changing. In some families, the fathers are home doing the work that the wives used to do because the wives' earning potential is larger than the men. So they shift the role around. So whether you're male or female listening to me this morning, you need to begin to love yourselves. You got to love yourself. Because unless we love ourselves, we cannot deliver to anybody else. Some people equate self-love with selfishness, but that's not true. It's not being selfish, it's being selfless. I got to give to me. I got to put on my oxygen mask first, because if I don't, I can't help you. You hold that image in your heart. Put your oxygen mask on first. When you think this way, it becomes hard to take good care of yourself. Delete that limiting belief from your mindset. Yes, you come first. Give to yourself first and do not apologize. Create a new belief that echoes in your ear. It's okay to put my needs first. Repeat that to yourself. It is okay to put my needs first. It is okay to put my needs first. It is okay to put my needs first. The good news is when you love yourselves fully, you feed your soul and become the highest version of yourself. It feels natural to take good care of your body, mind, and spirit. I tell you, since I relocate on this new divine assignment, most mornings I am up at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. I'm up between 3 and 4 a.m. I do my meditation and I get myself ready to come here on the live at 6 o'clock. I do my gratitude video before I go live on here, because one of my moderators told me, make sure I post my daily gratitude before I go live on the broadcast. And I listened to her, because many people are new to my platform. So while they are waiting for me to go live on StreamYard, they can be going to my page and they can access the gratitude video for the day. So for example, this morning I posted video number 347 for the gratitude. So if you have not accessed it, go by there and pick it up and listen to it. Also, access the 3 pinned videos on my page. Especially the third one that is pinned. I want you guys to look at it, because there are many of you who are questioning my belief. You're questioning my commitment. Some of you are judging me and some of you are bullying me. There are some of you who even text my phone to tell me that the work I'm doing is of the devil. I'm so glad that I love myself enough to accept this new divine assignment. And there's absolutely nothing any of you can say that can get me off of this path. Because you know what? I was in the closet for 62 years. And now I am out of the closet and I am not going back. No religion can ever put me back there. None. I am out unapologetically, embracing what I'm supposed to do. Yes, I might not be for everyone, but I am for the right person. No longer am I going to apologize and hide my gift of intuitiveness. No, no more. So those of you that have your religious labeling, I want to point you to that video that I did on the last Sunday before I left Connecticut. I want you to go there and see what manifested in that broadcast. And for those of you who have questions afterwards, come back and try and have that question with me. I love myself enough to continue in my authenticity. I love myself enough to connect to my why and soul purpose. I love myself enough to be honest to the universe and to accept the assignment to serve the people of the world. I love myself enough to honor my uniqueness. Love begets love, so you are drawn to others. You have the energy to give in return. Giving energizes you. Everyone benefits. As cliche as it sounds, self-love is the gift that keeps on giving. Yesterday, when I was not broadcasting, it's time to do the water therapy. Yesterday, when I was not broadcasting, I went on one of my people live, one of my friends live, and I thought that I had just started following the person. However, when I told the person when I started following him, he said no, because I was on your live when such and such happened. Then I realized, oh, I just followed him back when I unfollowed some people out of the 10,000, because you know right now, I think I have critics will always try to put you down, but you are chosen. You are unstoppable. Only one you. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Jennifer. And he shared with me how blessed he has been to be coming to the live and watching my content. So if it's even one person I'm for, I'm not going to allow anybody to put my light out. No, not 1 million of you can do it. So bullies can come up, try, but you can't get me derailed. Get your water, bless your water, right ready when you are. What do you desire? Supercharge your water. Are you looking for healing? Spiritual insight, feeling, hearing, and seeing, healing of your organs, rejuvenation of your muscles and your cells. Whatever it is that you want, ask for it. Supercharge your water and let us drink. Let me see ready. Okay. Let me see ready. If you are ready, let me see that you are ready. All right, let's drink. This is this is part of my self-love practice as well. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for participating. Let us continue. Self-love is important for numerous reasons. It has a profound impact on how we see ourselves and how we treat ourselves. Everyone needs self-love. While it's great to be one on the receiving end of love from others, it is also important to practice self-love daily. Allows us to fill in the gaps external sources of self-love may leave. No one has a better understanding of your innermost thoughts and needs than you do. Even when you try to share with others how you feel, they may not empathize and show compassion, but they will never quite experience life the same way you do. The number of people who knows you better than you know yourself is probably slim, if it does exist. Self-love motivates you to make healthy choices in your life. When you hold yourself in high esteem, you are more likely to choose things that nurture your well-being and serve you well. These things may be in the form of eating healthy, exercising, having healthy relationships. You express your love to yourself by doing things that help you to show up in life as the best version of yourself. Before I tie up here, there are two other important factors I want to include. Self-love is important also when it comes to setting boundaries in relationships. Having a clear understanding of what your boundaries are and being able to set them communicates that you value yourself. As a result, you are more likely to have more fulfilling relationships. Your relationships with yourself sets the tone for the relationships you have with others. When you treat yourself with love and respect, you give others the permission to do the same. Now, I know there was one morning, I forget what I was talking about, and I mentioned it. Many people complain about being single and being lonely. And I hate being by myself. And the description continue and continue. Listen, come close, come close. Listen to me. You will not attract a mate or a companion until you begin loving yourselves unconditionally. You got to be giving 100% to yourself. When somebody comes, they are not coming to complete you. They are coming as an icing on the cake, because when they show up, you are already complete. I hope you heard that. So ladies, stop saying how much you hate yourself. Stop saying you are lonely. When you love yourself, you can be alone and not lonely. I have been single since 1985. And let me tell you all something. I love me some Daphne. I love to be in Daphne's company. And when Mr. Right shows up, he's going to be able to honor this queen and embrace this queen, because he's not coming to complete me, because I am already complete. I'm giving 100% to me, and when he joins me, I'm going to be giving 100% to him. So I'm not in this 50-50, 30-70, 100% all the way, baby. You got to give 100%. And when you do that, oh, that's right. When you do that, nothing is going to miss him, because people who think about, 50-50, when you get to your 50%, you always shut down and sit around waiting for the other person to meet you halfway. No, go full way. Go all in, 100%. And when we both give 100%, nothing is going to be missing. So stop cutting yourself short, ladies, talking about 50-50, 30-30. 100%, baby. 100%. 100%. You can't afford to go in less than 100%. So you go in all the way. And when you go in all the way, you don't have to be watching over your shoulders what's going on. Because you know, I'm fully committed. I'm in. I'm in. No doubt, no hesitation. Baby, I'm all in. You can depend on me to show up 100% all the time. I'm not going to show up 100% because you buy me this or you buy me that or you take me that place. I'm showing up 100% because that's all I know to do. 100%. Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it? Are you ready for 100%? And don't be hesitant in let people know I'm 100%. That's the only percentage I know. I'm 100%. So make sure you can deal with it. I am 100%. I honor me. I'm committed to me. I'm devoted to me. 100%. And if you are going to be part of this 100%, I'm also going to give you 100%. People are not accustomed to be hearing that. But you got to know you. You got to honor yourself. You have to fully respect yourself. And when you love yourself 100%, you can go into stuff authentically unapologetic, and you will deliver all the time. Last but not least, listen to yourselves. When you are practicing self-love, listen to yourself, because what? Your spirit is always speaking to you. You have insights. You have sense of discernment. Honor them. When you see red flags, don't try to turn the color to pink. Red is red. Don't pour some bleach on the red flag to turn it pink or tie-dye. See it as a red flag and move on. Why? Because you love yourselves. Do not get desperate. Love yourselves. Take yourself out. Buy yourself flowers. As a child, I did not have birthday party. I was not blessed with it. And for my 50th birthday party, I rented a hall. I bought my first diamond ring. I cook my food. I invite guests. I was so busy cooking the food for the party, I forgot to pick up my diamond ring. I had it on layaway at the store. That's when I lived in Connecticut. So I gave myself a 50th birthday party. And I also gave myself a 60th birthday party in Jamaica. Love yourself enough to give to yourself. Don't wait around for others to do for you. I buy myself flowers. I take myself out to fine dining. And when they said, is somebody joining you? I said, no, I'm just here by myself. and I buy the nicest thing for me, and I leave and I go home and I feel good about loving and pampering myself. Are you ready to do the same thing for you? You deserve it. Honor you, love yourself, pamper yourself. When you go to the grocery, make sure you stop at the flower aisle. They have those little flower thing. If they don't have a flower shop in the grocery, pick up a bunch of those flowers for yourself and put it in a vase when you go home for you. You don't have to be fussing with your spouse, say, oh, you don't buy me no flowers, you don't do this. Guess what? You keep buying yourself flowers, and they are going to get the lesson, and they're going to start come home with flowers for you. Love yourselves enough to pamper yourselves. I hope that this discussion this morning has provided you with some clarity on how to cultivate self-love. I hope that you can really sit down and analyze the ways that you have been treating yourself over the years. And I hope that you will make the decision to begin to treat you better. Begin to love on you, love on you, love on you. Do the things that elevates you. Do the things that allow you to pamper yourself. Again, I'm Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your Why and Soul Purpose coach and consultant. I'm also providing intuitive readings. So, for those of you who are interested in getting an intuitive reading, I do not use any modalities. I connect with the universe. I get the downloads. I deliver them. And yes, you come back and ask me a couple of days, oh, did you say that? No, I don't know, because I'm getting the download and deliver them to you. So you want to record it while we are talking, by all means do that, because I cannot tell you a couple days down the road what the download was, because I am getting the download from the universe. Text me for an appointment. I would love to work with you. I would love to guide you towards your inner blueprint for success so that you can begin to live a limitless life. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Follow me on Instagram. Connect with me on LinkedIn and Facebook. And for those of you, my friends and family over on TikTok, you all guys know that I love you. I love you, love you, love you. So again, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks to the StreamYard that gives me the opportunity to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube at the same time. And remember, you can always subscribe to my Cash App. I'm putting it on Facebook too, because I'm not going to be too humble to ask for your donation to support in what I am, to support me in what I'm doing. All right? We all have expenses, and any financial donation that you can support me with, is greatly appreciated. So I will see you guys. Keep your notifications on. Share my live with your community. And I look forward to spending time with you again. So be blessed. Thank you, Sister Jennifer, Queen Jennifer. Thank you.